Hello, hello. Welcome to Melana Manga. I am Sheena. She's a geek. And today I'm doing my version of the mid-year freak out book tag. So for those who may not know, this is a pretty popular booktube tag. I found it last year, but I was too late to the fucking party to do it. So I didn't find out about it until like August or September. I was like, we gonna do this next year. So yep, here we are. So yeah, I love watching others do this tag, and I hope that this will inspire you to go watch other people and to do it yourself. So yeah, enough of my shitty ass intros, let's go. Alright, question number 1 is, how many books have you read so far this year? And I have, between my audiobooks, my manga, my manhwa, graphic novels, all that, I have 152 under my belt. So do not be impressed. This is a cry for help. I promise you. And this just shows how much I don't want to live in reality this year. 2024 really fucked me up. I went through a lot of things, and I was still reeling from it from 2025, rolling into this new year. So I know that I got over 213 books under my belt last year, and I didn't plan on doing like a big number again this year, but life be lifing, so I'm just trying to keep my head in a book or a book in my ear. So yeah, but that being said, for the rest of this time I was just like, should I do one just for like my audiobooks and my manga one separately, or should I just combine it? So I just decided to combine them and show you for each category one manga and one audiobook. So yeah. All right, question number 2 is, what is your favorite read so far in 2025? And for my favorite audiobook, easily it's Saints by Sierra Simone. Yes, Sierra Simone. Oh man. So if you ever read any of her books, this will make it right. This bitch can write, okay? So this book is like part of a series. It's part of the pre-series, but you can read it by itself. It's an MM standalone, and the narration is by our boy Jacob Morgan, and what was his name? Sean Kristen. I've never heard of him, but everybody knows Jacob Morgan from Lights Out. So, oh man, with the combination of these two and her writing, oh my god, this book has me all in my fucking feelings. Okay, so you meet these two dudes, and one's name is Adian and one name is Elijah, and Elijah is Adian's brother's best friend, and they've known each other since they were younger, and he always felt like he was off limits. He's always had like a thing for Elijah. He just thought he was perfect, and then when he got older, he was able to make the move on him, and ever since then, like, they've been together, and it's real, the feelings that they have between each other. Well, Adian has a lot of problems. Like, he has a lot of highs. He's on the top of his game, like he's got a great job, career. He could damn near go wherever he wants, spend however much he wants, He takes care of Elijah. But when he's low, so one night, it's really, really bad. And he thinks about, unaliving himself. And he does something very drastic. Like, in the middle of the night, he gets up and he makes a decision to join the Brotherhood. And he becomes a monk without saying anything to anybody. And it devastates Elijah. And it devastates him too, because he ends up leaving Elijah pretty much with no word. And he has to find out from somebody else. So their lives intertwine again down the road. And with things left unsaid and done and all that shit between each other, like, they gotta face, the feelings that are still there, and things that were just, left unsaid and just laid out there. And this story is told so well, so fucking well. Like, you can hear his convictions. You can hear his love and his doubt and his fears, his, you know, the hatred that he feels towards himself. Like, oh my goodness, this book is so good. I was just like crying all the way through it. Like, it's just so emotionally, just ruins me. Oh my god, it just fucking ruined me. It was so good. I can't wait. I bought the audio, but I'm definitely gonna have to have that one on my shelf. So I'm kind of trying to wait to see if they put like a special edition out. So yeah, I can't get enough of this book. This woman ruins me with her fucking books, I swear to you. So yes, definitely, if you're looking for MM romance, like heartbreaking, like, but just so good. MM standalone. Saints is where it's at. But let's move on to my favorite manga this year, and that would have to be Happy at the End Volume 3. So if you do not know me, I'm obsessed with this series. I love this series so much. There's only 3 books, okay? So this is actually in German, okay? Because this book was supposed to release last year and it didn't. And I needed to know if my baby's got a happy ending. So I ordered this book in the German form, and I just used my Google Translate to figure everything out, and it was well worth it, okay? So this story follows these 2 guys, and they come from 2 different backgrounds, and the world treats them shitty. You know, you have the one where his family finds out that he's gay, and they kick him out and have nothing to do with him. So he's living on the streets, he's bumming off to other people, he's, you know, doing some strange for some change, you know, things. And then he ends up meeting this dude right here, and now this baby has gone through the fucking ringer, okay? He's from little, he's been abused, he's seen things, he's done things that he has, you know, nobody should ever go through. And they collide in the most craziest way, but as time goes on, they find love. And I always say this, like, they find love in the most hopeless place, in the hopeless situation where nobody's ever told them or showed them anything but ugliness, but they somehow are so soft with each other. I absolutely love this series so fucking much, and I'm not gonna spoil it because, like I said, it's not out in English. We have to wait until June, maybe, if it drops. But I feel like it was a great ending without even spoiling anything. It was a slow burn. Like, it was just like, oh, but we have to go through these things, and it's just so, oh my god, my fucking heart. I was just like, please Jesus, if this woman does not give me this ending, I will say it's a very fitting ending. That's what I'll say. Very fitting, done well, so beautifully, and I'm just so happy that I did get this and painstakingly fucking try to figure out what was going on. So yes, I will definitely be getting the English version, but yeah, by far this is it, baby. This is worth the wait, worth the trouble, worth everything. So and the art in it, still all the way through it, she's still killing it. Let me see if I can find a page without really spoiling anything, but look at those babies. Ugh. They break my heart. Like, oh my god, I could talk about them all day. I love them so much. Oh, poor babies. Yeah. Love it. Alright, question number 3 is, what are some of the best sequels that you've read so far in 2025? And for my audiobook, I am going to go with the 3rd book to the Ravenous Love trilogy, and that is Scythe and Sparrow. So I think, no, you can't see it right now, but I have it up on my shelves, but I prefer to listen to the audiobook because it's fantastic. Okay, so you have Samantha Brentmore playing Rose, and then you have Eric Nolan playing Fionn, yeah. So this is like a dark romance type, but it's like comedy too. I absolutely love this series. So you meet Rose, and she works in a circus, and she's like, you know, so they're traveling, and she actually ends up getting hurt, and she ends up in Fionn's clinic because he is a doctor, and he ends up nursing her back to health. And it's kind of like opposites attract, you know. He's very serious and everything, and she's just like, yeah, you know, just going with the flow and shit. She's so funny, and she has a raccoon as a pet. Girl, she's crazy. But I mean, the second book is my absolute favorite, but this one was beautifully written. It's not as gory as the other ones, I want to say, but it still had its moments, you know, and that cotton candy scene and the yeah. The ending, oh my god, the ending, I was like, oh my goodness, is he my favorite? No. But he is definitely up there. Oh my god, he's so yummy, and it was just a fun time, and I thought it was a good ending for this trilogy. But yes, I absolutely, one of my favorite like dark romance comedies ever. So yep. And I feel like I was gonna say something else about it, but no. So we have, for my manga, I picked Somatic Error. I am obsessed with this web series. So I guess it used to be a webtoons, and then it turned into a novel. Now it's a K-pop drama, but now they put it out in print in manga form, and I am obsessed. I am obsessed, and I hated that it's so short, but it's so good. It's done so well. So you meet these two. You have Sungwoo and Jae Young, and they go to college, and they hate each other for whatever, you know, for good reasons. They don't start off at on the best foot with each other, but they try to get along because they're going to do this project together. So it's basically like opposites attract, rivals to friends to lovers. Oh my god, it's such a slow burn, and it's so good. I usually don't like slow burns. I like to like get right to the fucking point, you know, but this book will have you foaming at the mouth, like chomping at the bit for more. Like, it's so good. If you've never read BL and you want to get into this is a great one to get into, because the characters in here are so, at times I just found myself just laughing out loud. It was so good. Like, and they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful to look at. Let's see if I can find a good picture. Both of these babies. It's not the best picture of them, but, and I know that you can read it on Manta for like $10 a month or something like that. And the, like I said, there's only 2 seasons to it, so I need more. I need 1,000 more seasons, but it's so good, and I can't wait till the rest of them come out on print so I can have it on this show. Because look at that, look how beautiful that is. Oh, I love it so much. Question number 4 is, what new releases haven't you read so far? And 2 that I'm really waiting on, and I'm waiting for my library to actually get them. One is Nikki St. Crow's second book to the Devourer series. Now this is part of a bigger series. It's part of her Vicious Lost Boys series. I don't feel like you need to necessarily listen to all those books to understand these 2, this like little, you know, side project that's going along with this. But yeah, I cannot wait because the suspense that this woman left me in on that first book that she dropped between, so this is like, if nobody knows about it, it's like her telling of Peter Pan. Okay, so this little side story has to do with Wendy Darling, the Croc, and Hook, Captain James Hook. Okay, so it's like enemies to lovers. Oh my god, so good. Like, you know, why choose type shit. Like, honey, that first one, I swear to God, when I heard a line in the first book, I squealed out loud. Like, I was like, oh my god, James, you're in trouble, you're gonna get it. And I love this for us, but I am super excited to hear the next one. So yeah. And then for manga, I am waiting for Oshimi's new work. So he just came out with a book called Toxic Daughter, and I absolutely love his work. He is the mangaka of Blood on the Tracks. So, and I don't know why I just don't go buy it, but if I could save me some money, and especially because I'm not too sure on it, you know, so I just rather just like maybe see. And I don't know a whole lot about it. I'm kind of going in blind, but this man knows how to tell a story, and most likely it's going to have some main girl, as you can see, and she's going to terrorize people. So I am very excited to pick those two up. So yeah, I'll keep you updated on those. Question number 5 is, what is your most anticipated release for the other half of the year? And baby, I am counting down the days until Sierra Simone's Bitter Burn comes out. Oh my God, that series has me in a hinge hole cold, okay? So there are 3 books out in the series so far, right? Is it 3? Yes. So the first one is called Salt Kiss, and I found the audio on my Hoopla app. It was recommended to me, and I kept seeing it, and I was like, well, let me try this out. And Lord, I'm so glad I did. I absolutely love this series. So it has to deal with these 3 individuals. So you first meet Tristan, and he is fresh out of the service. He's done a couple of tours. Like in his last one, he witnessed some really horrible shit go down. So he's just trying to live a mundane life, but it's not working for him. So his dad is actually getting remarried to this woman, and this woman has twin siblings, a boy and a girl, and the guy's name is Mark. And Mark used to be in the CIA. He's done some shady shit, and he runs this sex club, okay? So, and it's like an elite sex club. It's not like, you know, like the topless bar down the street. This is like the elite, people that have money, people that have power, everything. So Mark runs this thing. So he's looking for a bodyguard because, you know, he's always getting his ass into some trouble. So he hires Tristan, and Tristan becomes obsessed with him. And he is actually, Mark is actually like a dom, and he's looking for a new submissive. So, but he tells Tristan, you know, don't catch feelings or anything like that, because I can't be what you need. And Tristan's like, too late. So the twist is that Mark is actually engaged to be married, and that Tristan ain't having it. He is just too fit to be tied. So something happens to Mark, and he can't go meet Isol, his bride, so because she lives in a different country. So he sends Tristan in his stead, and when he meets Isol, it's like love at first sight, and these two end up getting intertwined with each other. And Isol has like a mission. Like, it's just all this fucking drama, all this drama in between these 3, and their side stories that are going on. It's like, it's so good. Oh my goodness. Sierra Simone did her homework. So this next book is coming out. It's called Bitter Burn, and I believe that it is in Mark's point of view. So we get to see, because the way that it ended, the last one, I was like, oh my God, Mark is going to lose his shit. He's going to crash out. Okay, so yeah, so this next one is in his point of view, and I cannot wait to see more of Mark, because you only get, you know, a little bit of Mr. Trevina's background. So man, she outdid herself when she did this series. So I don't know if this is the last book. I hope not. I hope we get like 17 more. And, you know, Sierra Simone, I know you're watching, so if you want to send your girl, you know, early copy, I appreciate it. But yeah, I definitely can't wait. And I work graveyard, so I'll be when it hits midnight, so I can start listening to that audiobook right away. So yeah. Then for my manga, or actually manga, I'm gonna go with Wet Sand Volume 2. Now I know that this is another webtoon that you can read, but I don't feel like paying for it again and then buying it again. So I'm just gonna wait. And this one actually is another love triangle from what I'm understanding, and this was a slow burn at times too. So you got to meet these 2 dudes, and they're in, you know, the mom, and they're on. So one of them actually leaves, and he's just trying to live like a normal life and stuff. and he actually meets this other guy, and this guy is working like at a restaurant. He's just an average guy, you know, but there's something there, some chemistry there. So I could not wait, because the first one, it was just like just setting everybody up, you know. You get to meet the characters, you get to know like all their background and everything, and that was great. But from the little snippets that I've seen online, oh, I cannot wait to see what happens between these three. And I'm here for it. I am gonna gobble it the fuck up. Okay, so yeah, those are my 2 books. Number 6 is Biggest Disappointment. Oh, all right, so I'm gonna try to keep this short, but I am going to rip these books a new asshole. Okay, so be warned, I am gonna do spoilers, and there are some heavy things that I'm gonna talk about. So for the audiobook, you know, there'll be some really corny stuff on, like, you know, Unlimited, you know, Kindle Unlimited, and then, you know, Hoopla, since they give you like credits. Sometimes I just like finding stuff that just rots my brain, that's easy to like listen to, so I can like fall asleep, and, you know, and I'm trash for like things like that. So, but this one right here, okay, so it is called Three Werewolves for Dylan, okay, and it's by DJ Hart. And don't judge me, but I was like, oh, werewolves, that's my favorite. Love it. Okay, love the possessiveness, you know, mates, like, in love with it. Such a disappointment. Now. Ugh. So this book was read by Liam DeCosmo, and he's done a lot of my books. I'm like, hell yeah. And then this other guy named Connor Brown, I was just like, he doesn't sound familiar, but I'll give it a go. And they did a good job, but man. So first off, why was this book 21 hours long? 21 hours long. And I'm thinking, okay, when I saw that, I'm not scared of no book that big, okay, as far as like listening to it, but it was for no fucking reason. It wasn't like they had like this great world building and all this stuff. Like, no, like if you took away the smut, which I'm all for, you know, it was like this much of an actual story. And they didn't even set up like how werewolves in this, you know, ran in the society or anything. Like, they were just there, which is fine. But I swear to you, you could have cut this book more than half. 6 hours, been done in the story, but you kept going, and I'm just like, and it was so fucking cringe, like the way that this book opened. Like, so you meet this dude, and he's in Dylan, and he's in college, and he's struggling, just like any other person, just trying to eat. And he ends up going to this free clinic, and he meets this doctor, and this doctor is like, you know, performing this the exam on him and everything like that. Then it turns into something more, and come to find out, the doctor's actually like baiting, like what is it called, like catfishing people. He is a doctor, but he's actually looking for people to like hook up with too. And some of the things that they did was just like so cringe. And I'm not trying to like yuck anybody's yum, okay? If that's your shit, that's fine. Like, but there was something in there, and then I felt like it was like borderline consensual, not consensual. Like, it just felt really off. Like, I was just like cringing the whole time. And I've read dark romance, and I understand, you know, the you know, the really gray areas in there. I get it, okay? And if you do it right, that's fine. But this book, I was like, oh, okay. And then, so the doctor actually had a mate, and the mate actually goes and tries, because like they're gonna all go on a date, but he wanted to meet him before. Oh my God. I had to stop the book, because I was like, what did I just listen to? So when they actually meet, he goes to Dylan's place and meets him, and like his attraction to this man is so good, and he wants to like, so strong, and he wants to like have his scent all over him, and he makes Dylan lick his armpit. I said, what in the fuck is going on? And that's why, if you're into that, I'm not. I was I'm not shitting on what you like. That's totally okay. But oh my goodness, I was like, no, thank you. And just like I said, the whole book, like, and then there was another one that came into play, was the cop, and he was actually pretty decent compared to these other two. Like, I felt like these two were like borderline, not like, I don't know. They weren't alphas that I would want to fuck with. Like, I'm all into the, the alpha males and books and stuff like that. But these ones, like, oh, they were so fucking cringe. They were so cringe. And then, like I said, you could have wrapped this up in a few hours, and I like some plot and some, some real movement with my smut. Thank you, but this book did not do it for me. And I usually am okay with like just reading trash or listening to trash. Like, I will hate read or listen to a book in a hot minute, but this one I was like, you know what, we're gonna love ourselves this time, and we are not going to sit through 21 hours of this. We're going to be done with this. So yeah, I didn't even finish it. So then, as far as manga and manhwas, so Osato came out with a new book, this book right here, and me and this man have a hate relationship. I cannot stand this man, and I'm thinking, okay, he's the author of, he's the mangaka of Goodnight Poon Poon and all his work. I'm just like, my guy, tell me you don't like women and children without telling me you don't like women and children. But he had taken a hiatus. He had been gone for a while, okay? So he came back with this series, and I'm like, okay, I'm reading the back. I'm like, it's kind of like going with what's going on in America right now and stuff like that. Like, you have people that are giving up like their human rights and like basically not becoming humans, and then like they fall into the cracks of like having to deal with like real society things, like, so they can go out and kill somebody, and because they're not real people, they can't like be prosecuted like that. Like, it was just like this really cool twist on something. So I was like, I'll give this man another chance, and I'll go and I'll even purchase this book to see what it's about. Like I said, he always finds a way to bring some unnecessary BS into his books. And after I read it, I was just like, I took that shit right back to the store. I was like, strike 37, sir. You done fucked up again. Like, ugh. Can you... No, and you have to, and the book was like all over the place. It was like all over the place. I didn't understand like half of the shit that was going on, almost like, I know there's like a found family, you meet this guy, and he is like, has like no aim, like no direction in life, and he's like just fed up with life, and then he ends up actually coming in contact with one of those, the people that have given up their rights and stuff, and he gets mixed up into that situation with that individual. But I was like, bleh. No thank you. I am so over him. Then we had this manga called The Missing O, and I had high hopes for this one. Excuse me. So you meet this girl, and she now oh my goodness, this was from jump, this shit was crazy. So you meet this girl, and she is supposed to be meeting up with her homegirls at a club. So she ends up taking a drink from men that she doesn't know, and they end up, roofing her, and this other guy from out of nowhere comes and saves her. Okay. That's great. Totally great. But they end up going home together. And I'm like, weren't you just preaching to them? And like, she's not remembering anything that's going on. And they end up sleeping together, and all she remembers of this person is like this tattoo that they have. And she's like, it's the best night I've ever had. It's the best, everything. She can't find this person. So she spends all these years looking for this individual. And she ends up seeing a bunch of guys. And like, what I didn't like about it too is that when they weren't the dude, she would gaslight them. She would make them feel so shitty. And I'm all like, I'm all about that, making, but But this one, I was just like, oh, girl, like, and then she ended up being with this one guy, and she already knew everything. Everything. He was so upfront with her about everything. She knew it wasn't him, and she was trying to like just be okay in the moment, and then made him feel hella shitty about how he was, and it was things that he couldn't even help. Like, she was just a really bleh character, you know. Her her homegirls were way better than her, so I just didn't like this at all, and I ended up taking that book back too. So yeah, those are my 3. Ugh. No thank you. And along is what number are we on? Number 7 is The Biggest Surprise. Now for my audiobook, I picked Pen Pal by TJ Gessinger. I'm guessing I'm saying that right. Womp womp. Anyways, so it was narrated by Tara Langley. Sure. And then Troy Duran. So I've actually heard Troy Duran's voice on a couple of other books, but this solicited as something entirely different than what I thought I was going into. So I thought I was going into like a dark romance. So it said like this woman, her husband died, and she says that, you know, these strange letters start showing up to her house, and this person claims that they know her, and she's like, I don't know you. But in curiosity, she keeps writing him, and then she says one day he shows up at my doorstep, and before I can put everything together, you know, it was too late. And I'm like, oh shit, this is like a dark romance. Like, this is okay. And it was found under dark romance, but it should have been over with like adult suspense more than that, you know. So, and it was like kind of mixed up with a little bit of horror. So I was like blown the hell away when I read it. I was a big ass surprise. I was just like, because I thought one thing and something else happened, but it wasn't a bad thing at all. And I was just like, and it actually made me want to read more books like that. So, and I ended up giving it like a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It wasn't bad at all, you know. And definitely, if you're into things like that, then definitely pick it up. I can't tell you exactly because I want, you know, you to find it for yourself. But as far as my manga, I picked Ask and You Shall Receive. Now, I'm usually pretty good at like keeping up with like new releases, especially like BL, but this one flew under my radar for some reason, and I'm not too sure why. But I was in the store and I saw this. I was like, huh, beautiful. Fuck it, I'm gonna pick it up, and I'm glad I did because I absolutely love this book. So it's like office enemies to lovers type shit. So you have these 2 dudes, look at them, ridiculous. So you have this dude right here, Shinibo, and he is like living a double life. He looks like that at work, but you know, outside of work he looks like this. And he hangs out at this bar, and you know, he tries to unwind, and him and this dude do not get along at all at work. Like, he's so shitty to him. He's like a prick. Like, he acts like he's better than him and all this shit when he's just a fucking douchehead. And then so he gets bored of trying to pick up women. So he's like, I want a real challenge. I want like everybody to adore me and everything. So I'm gonna go and try to hit on a guy. So he goes to the bar, and to the same bar that homeboy hangs out at, and he doesn't recognize him at all. So he's like, oh fuck it, I'm gonna take advantage of this situation. I'm going to mess with his head, sleep with him, and then like gas him at work about it, and like blackmail him into doing things for me. And one thing goes to another, you know, and they end up like liking each other. I absolutely love this. I love it so much. I can't wait for more. I think the next one comes out in October. So yeah, they are too stupid with each other. Love it. So moving right along, number 8 and that is new authors, or people that not necessarily just came out, but new authors to you. So there's quite a few that I started dipping my toes into their work. So we have Rita Kent. She is known for dark romance. We have CJ Lead, who wrote this new horror book, religious horror book. Then we have TJ Klune, Breaking My Heart, with the Wolf Song series. And then Augustina Bastarrica, that wrote Tender is the Flesh and all those great books. And then we have Joel Abanathan, yeah, something like that. He's wrote a bunch of MM romance that I found on my Kindle, and yes, I'm really liking their work, and I can't wait to read some more. Rita Kent, I'm like, oh my goodness, girl, relax. But no, it's been a good time, so yeah. All right, number 9 is your new fictional crush, and I'm gonna go with Nikolai from Gods of Fury. He just stole my heart with his crazy ass. I absolutely love him. He is wild, but he has a big ass heart, and the way that he loves is anybody wants that type of love. Then for my mangas, or my manga, I'm gonna go with Jae Young from Somatic Error. I'm just so in love with him. He's so chaotic. He's all over the place. Same thing. He's so funny at times. Just the way he's just so soft with Sungwoo, and just him overall as a person, he's just so dreamy. So yeah, I can see why Sungwoo fell hard for him, because he is just too perfect. So yeah. As fictional characters, oh my goodness. So for my regular novels, my audiobooks, I fell in love with Baby G from the Wolf Song series. Oh, I just love him. Gordon Livingston, he just stole my fucking heart. He's such a grumpy sunshine type. I absolutely love him. Just he's like a Sour Patch Kid. He talks a lot of shit, but he's faithful, and he has a big ass heart, so he just doesn't like to show it. But he's worth all the love. And then another character that was in there was Robbie Fontaine. Oh my god, I just loved him. Every scene with him in it, I was just like, oh, Robbie, I love you so much. I blame my girl Brandy for making me love these people. And then for my manga, I would have to go with Shin and Noi from Dorohedoro. I'm obsessed with those two. Obsessed. They're best of friends, and maybe even a little bit more, but they're they're dynamic together. I just love them so much, and they're so cool. So yep, those are my faves, my new faves. 11 is books that made me cry, and I'm gonna go with the Wolf Song series. I think it's called the Brother Love series. I'm not too sure. So there's 4 books in that series, and the second, the third, and the fourth one broke me. Oh my god, I just love it so much. So that series was introduced to me by my friend Randy. Shout out to my bae. And I just love it. It's werewolves, found family. It just had so much heart in it. It just made me cry. There's so many big moments in it that you just felt for these boys and these characters and everything, and the way that this person writes, and how Kirk Graves was acting out all these characters. You couldn't help but to love them, and you couldn't help but to feel everything that they were feeling. So yeah, they definitely had me tearing up a few times. So yeah, and then for my my manga that made me cry, I'm gonna go with The Horizon. So I don't know if this is manga. This is a graphic novel, would you say? So The Horizon. So this is a dystopian world you meet this little boy at first, and he's lost everything. Lost everything. It's just, and then he ends up meeting this little girl. And they end up, you know, traveling into this world together. The unknown, you know, just keeps walking, but staying together. And at times it's very simple. The art, and it's very, very simple, but very emotional. Very emotional. And these children have to see and live through things. Almost kind of like, I don't want to say The Walking Dead, but like The Walking Dead for children, you know. So, and you just get to see this world in these children's eyes. And there's 3 books that are just like this size. And man, that last one had me fucked up. I was like, but it had a really good outlook on like life and death and everything in between. So just thinking about them babies. Oh gosh. All right, for books that made me happy, I'm gonna go with the audiobook Bros and the Beast. Don't judge me, okay? I love this series. I had such a good time with it. It was one of those ones that like I just needed something not so deep, not so serious, you know, just a good time. And when I found that one, I had an excellent time. And I ended up not being patient and just finding them on my Kindle and just reading them all through my Kindle. It's ridiculous, and I absolutely love it. So you meet this boy named Brad, and he has a twin brother, and his twin brother is gay, and his life is harder than Brad's. And Brad is like that, you know, that macho foot boy, you know, like that stereotypical boy, you know. So one night he's got into a fight with his brother, and his brother leaves, and Brad feels shitty. So his brother loves to read, so he ends up sitting down and is like thinking of ways to like connect with his brother, and he says, fuck it, I'm gonna read his books, and you know, maybe we could talk about it and shit. So he does, and he gets like wrapped up in it, and it's like one of those werewolves and fated mates type books. So Brad ends up leaving his apartment, and he ends up getting into a wreck. And when he wakes up, he's actually in that book, and he's living out the life of the girl that was the character in the book, and he's fated to this other dude. And Brad ain't having it. He ain't having it. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, I'm going home. This is all a dream. This ain't really happening. And I don't even like dudes. And just like, it just goes from there. I loved it. I found myself laughing out loud most of the time. Like, Brad is ridiculous. He don't care what comes out of his mouth. And he just fights Raul to the tooth and bone, like tooth and nails. Like, he does not care, but it's just really cute. And then, so I think there's 7 books out right now, and they're really short. They're like only 120 pages long, so they're really short, fun. Don't take it so seriously. Like, love it, and I can't wait till the 8th book drops. So, yep. And then for my manga, I picked My Dearest Patrolman. This is number 3. This is the final volume. This is amazing, amazing. If you want to get into BL, this is a great start. This series is so beautiful. Like, from beginning to end, it was so good, so heartfelt. So you have these 2 guys, and this dude used to be a cop, and this guy right here, he actually saved him from getting into some trouble one night, and he fell in love with him. And so he was like, oh, when I get old, because like he was only 17 when he met him, and he was like 20 something when he met him. So he was like, oh, I'm gonna graduate and I'm gonna become a cop, and then I'm going to find this man and love this man. So when he gets out of the academy, he actually finds him, but he's not a cop anymore. He owns a grocery store that he took over for his parents, and he ends up hanging out there all the time with him, you know, and he's just like in love with him. And one day he jokes around and says, oh, I'm not having the best of luck with women. Maybe I should try to date men. And he's like, give me a chance. And he's like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, give me a chance. If you're going to give any man a chance, like, let me show you how to be loved. And boy, does he. Does he. Oh my God. I just love them so much. They're so cute. And the little life that they made together. Oh, it's so cute. So cute. Oh, 5 out of 5 stars. Like, oh my God. So good. Number 13 is, what are the most beautiful books you've bought or you received this year? And I have 2, but I have 1 on pre-order. So first up is this one. This Barnes & Noble's exclusive of Lights Out. And it has the sprayed edges. Can you handle the ride? If anybody's read this, then you know exactly what they're talking about. So, and I'm back in my, my paperback feelings. So, I absolutely love this. If you're into audiobooks, great audiobook. Then, I'm in love with the Shadowhunter series by Cassandra Clare. I've been reading it since it was like just 1 book on the shelf. So she did a Kickstarter, and in the Kickstarter you could have bought 4 books, and this is the 3rd one that I just received. Beautiful. Let me show you some art. There it is. A beautiful baby Matthew. A beautiful broken boy. And it has one of those ribbon bookmarks, as you can see. So pretty. So I think you can see the other 2 right behind me. There's one, the other one. So I think the 4th one comes out later on this year, or definitely the beginning of next year. But yeah. Then I have pre-ordered Heavenly Blessing, the box set. So it's supposed to be like a hardcover deluxe type thing. You get a lot of little goodies with it. But so it was supposed to drop in March, no later than April. But then I think with all the shit that's going on right now with the shipping and everything, so it got pushed back to August. So hopefully it's coming out. If not, then I'm going to try to get my money back, and that's sad because those things are really beautiful. Oh my goodness. And when I do get them, I plan on showing y'all, and hopefully you like them just as much as me. So yeah. All right, last question, number 14. What are some books that you need to read this year? And my goal is to read a lot of my DC and my Western indie comics. So I've been really focusing on my manga and my manga, and I really put a dent in those. Like, I damn near have read everything that's on my shelf. So I'm very proud of myself. But I've been putting a lot of the stuff that's behind me on the back burner. So starting in July, I plan on really focusing on all that. Really dig into some of my library to be read books on there. Just start going through there. I have a bunch that are like just sitting on a shelf in there. So definitely try to get to all that, and just try to have fun. Just remember to have fun, not stress myself out. So there's it's not a race. And that's definitely some of my goals for the end of the year. I mean, for the rest of this year. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening to me ramble on for God knows how long. So yeah, I had so much fun. I love watching these videos. I just think it's a cool ass idea, and it gets other people, attention on other channels that you wouldn't really see all the time. And I just like to see what other people are into and what they thought. And sometimes like the books that I hated, people love, and vice versa. But yeah, it's just a fun time, just a way for the community to come together and do something, fun. So I hope other people do it. And if you do, tag me. If I know you, just tag me. I love watching them. And yeah, let's see what the rest of the year brings. I hope that, you know, the rest of the year is good to you. I hope this half is going by good for you too. So yeah, and until next time, love and thank you.